Welcome, welcome, welcome. I wasn't sure I was going to go live tonight because I wasn't sure what we were doing, but we wound up staying home. Just fine with me, so I thought I'd come and see my peeps. Yep, spent a little time catching up with the gang. There we go. Oh, I should put on the stand. My tissue and my cup should be over here. There we go. I feel like. Okay. Hey, good evening. Like I said, I wasn't sure I was going live tonight, but when in Rome. Hello, Tamara, Tracy, Marilyn. I am attending my first international workshop tomorrow. Well, I'm going to stay. I'm going to get weighed in. Let's put it that way. Hello, Jen and Regina. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Hello, Becky. I just like to thank everybody. Hey, Jermaine. Because I put a plea out today saying I was only 35 subscribers away from 9K. And as you can see by the number below, we did it. We did it. We did it. It's going to be a giveaway on the channel. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, now I want to get to 10K because 10K you get the shelf. I want the shelf. I don't know why I want the shelf, but, So I'm super duper excited. I thank all of you for being the ones that propel this channel to the stratospheres that it is. And to me, this is stratospheres because, honestly, I never think I'd get to 1,000, let alone 9, so... So that's it brings you back to, reality when, you sit there and you have an idea of something you want to do and will it be accepted, and I kind of changed the direction of the channel last year. I've made it more myself, instead of the channel I thought you would want to watch. I made it the channel that I wanted to watch, and it was more me, and I put more me into it in the last year and a half, so... And it's gone really crazy since then, so I thank you guys. I never would have dreamed that 9,000 people would subscribe to my channel. No, it was like I made this channel like thinking, oh, I can do that, but who's gonna really want to watch me? Because white-haired girl, nobody's gonna want to watch this old broad. But hey, Judith, thank you. Hello, Deborah. So it's quite an honor to come here and chat with you gals. It is. I consider it a privilege to come here and chat. I consider it a privilege to make videos for you guys. Honestly. Oh, that's the game, Paula. That's that's where it's going now. We're going to 10. I didn't think I'd get this far, so what the hell? Let's go to 10, and I'm happy to service us. I'm happy to be of service. Yep. Yeah, I won't be at Glam Squad tomorrow because I am going to Weight Watchers. So this is the studio I'll go to once a month and get weighed in and get my e-tools reestablished and back to my lifetime stuff. So I'm super excited to meet the new people. So we'll see how it goes. How bad could it be? Can't get any worse than last week, honestly. I don't think it can get any worse than that. So I'm really super duper excited. So we love you too, Jermaine. And I've talked about this weekend a few times, I know, in the past, but this is the weekend of my son and husband's birthday. They're 2 days apart. This is the next, the 6 weeks of cake. My son's birthday was July 8th. He turned 22. And Timmy's birthday is Sunday, July 25th. He turns 23. And Steve's birthday is Tuesday, the 27th. He's going to turn 60. And then my birthday's 2 weeks, and I'm going to turn 55. But it's cake. Luckily, Peter wanted cheesecake for his birthday. So not a huge. I mean, it's not something that I would go after. Cheesecake. Now, Timmy wants a chocolate chip cake or a cookie cake. Either one I adore. Or a honey bun cake. I love that too. That one's going to be hard. Now, Steve wants an ice cream cake. Ugh. Yeah, that ain't going to move me left or right, so I'm happy about that one. So, yeah. It's because I can get through this next couple weeks unscathed. 10's a great number. I agree, Judith. Hello, Tiffany. Love you too, Paula. So yeah, so it's like we have all these birthdays in 6 weeks, and then Patrick's out in left field in January. We're like, well, back in the day when the kids were younger, we used to have pool parties all the time because we had the pool in the outback. So we always would have, a swim party. So I know chocolate chip is my jam. Cake is my jam. Maybe I'll make myself a little party cake loaf, chocolate chip. And that'll maybe give me that cake feeling. But the sad part is his cake will be there. That's what's going to bug me. Not that night, it's the next day, or the day after that. When unless I make him a smaller one. I'm thinking of doing the cookie cake because I probably wouldn't go for that as much as the chocolate chip cake. Or he would be happy with a big tray of like chocolate chip bars. He loves those too. I love them, don't get me wrong, but the cake is where it's at for me. I mean, not that the cookies aren't, but it's going to be a struggle either way, honestly. Focused on your health. Is this a general question or a specific question, Jermaine? I can't make him a cupcake. That won't last. We're talking Timmy here. Timmy's middle name is Cake. Good evening, Michelle. Like if my life is spiraling, how do I focus on my journey? Oh, husband's drinking. I love to say I ignore it. His drinking, but you can't. It depends if his drinking is out of control, that it affects his health. If he's home and he's having a few too many and it's not affecting anything, I probably would just ignore it. Like we have a lot of well, you see my house. It's we got a lot of space, so I don't really run into him much. If he's usually out in the deck by the pool. I'm usually in my little space or out there. We don't usually, and a lot of the things he likes, I don't. So that helps. Like he's a big fruity thing for everything. I'm not. So a lot of things he likes, I don't. But if you're talking the stress of that, that's a hard one because eating is a coping mechanism, and that's how we cope, some of us. Focusing on your journey is hard when other crap happens with adult kids, husbands, and job stuff. It is, but sometimes you focus on what you can control. That is, I think, where I come in sometimes. I can't control my kids, what they choose, what they don't choose. I mean they don't choose bad things, but there might be things that I might not approve of. And so I can't control their decisions because they're adults and they need to make their own decisions. I'm not going to make the decisions for them. They have to make their own choices in life because that's how you learn. Same thing with my husband. Like there's things I wouldn't agree with, things he chooses, but as long as it's not anything, I can control what I'm capable of, like the food that I make, the food that I eat, the food that I buy. I make sure that I have things that I need in my house for me. Do I share that? You hear me say it all the time. I don't. I don't because unless you're on this, like these, I don't share these. I don't share. I don't know why I have them here, but I don't share my protein snacks because you're going to eat shit. And then you're not come and eat my stuff. When you have I make sure they have their shit. So don't be junk coming on my stuff, my healthy stuff, because you want to have everything. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't. You don't get to have my stuff because I buy you your stuff. So don't your stuff come into my stuff, and my stuff won't come into your stuff. So yeah, there's a boundary I have with that, and they all know that. They know they'll ask me if they, can I have that, and most times I say yes, but I that's because they have their own. I make sure they're well cared for. They're not missing anything because they don't have my snacks. But these are snacks I can control the points and the calories and the amounts because I love, me. This is a 3-point bag. I don't have to think. I just open it and eat it. But they'll just sit there and scarf 2 or 3 of those. Not happening. But the price of this stuff anyway. But I say, if you ask me, and I decide then, like, if maybe you're not eating anything crappy, and then I'll give you one, but I don't share my stuff. And like I said, if they were on a journey, like my one son, I think I've mentioned it, Peter, the young one, is counting calories. He wants to get off, like, I think 8 or 10 pounds. So I do share my stuff with him because he is legit trying. But if you just want to eat my stuff because you want to eat it, you don't get it. And if you don't like it, oh well. I'm a little bit adamant about that one. Did I miss any comments? I was going off on my tangent of not sharing my stuff. I did a whole video on that, which I think was a bit funny. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, what can the comments are blurry tonight. I'm not sure why that is. I feel like I can't see them. I come from a family about my parents. I was right, but I would suggest taking time to leave the house and doing something to care for stuff for you, Germany. Yes, I agree. Get out of the house. What you also need, which I don't know if you can do that. Back in the day, hey Mel, back when I worked in the doctor's office, we would have people call us. I mean, all this HIPAA stuff, and have the doctor mention something. Maybe have them go for a blood test, because sometimes when they hear that their blood tests are elevated, maybe then they'll take a little bit of action. Hi, Susan. But sometimes, like, send them, like I always say, sometimes it's a health scare for some people. That's my husband's big for that one. When the doctor says something, apparently he knows more than I do. Yeah, well, he doesn't. But sometimes they listen to people. Men listen to other men. They don't listen to women. That is the first rule of thumb. Men don't listen to us because they think we don't know anything. I'm not sure why that is, because honestly, we pretty much know more. But I think if they admit that, then they look like they're idiots. But I would say get him for a checkup somehow, if you could. Is he due for that? Or if you know his doctor well enough. See, we always had a good rapport with different patients and families. So they would ask us, could you talk to him? And he'd always get the blood test done, and then he'd have something tangible to talk to him about. Like, they don't look like talking up, but if he can get a blood work done and liver studies are screwed up and sugars are screwed up, then he can like rag on him a little bit about that. Men don't know anything. Do I need to remove you, Teddy Mac, because you're about to leave? Good evening, Chantal. I mean, when they're at a point where they don't hear what you're saying, and it's hard because, and sometimes they know that, maybe they do know that we know the answer and don't want to hear it because it's too hard and painful to hear. I definitely would, does he type that listens to his tummy? Some, listen to their doctor like nobody's business. They're like, oh, he knows all. He's the God, But it depends on what relationship you have with him. If you feel comfortable enough talking to him to say, hey, we're having this problem here, and I think it needs to be addressed, but I can't address it. Can you do something to help? Yeah. And that's scary because it's something as simple as, it's like food. Simple yet complicated. It's an addiction. Addictions are hard to admit. They are near impossible. Oh, you're gone. You're just gone, okay? You don't know God is a man anyway. Just came home last week for inpatient treatment for alcoholism. It's been a rough transition. Oh, it's definitely. I can only imagine. It must be horrific because it's a drug. I mean, in a different sense of the word, but it's an, and there's detox. There's all that. There's. Do you think he drinks? I mean, I don't know why. Like, there isn't a reason why. Like, is it pleasurable? Is it does he need to like get out of himself? Like sometimes, I mean, I don't guess that's not going to really matter, but I often wonder, like, if you find out the reason, like maybe if you distract him, would he drink? If you took him out, would he drink? Then again, maybe you don't want to go out with him. I kind of would understand that. Yeah, God is a guy. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Anybody new just joining us for the first time? I had a very big influx of subscribers today. And I just want to welcome if you're here. And thank you for subscribing. Oh, I'm in the basement. We have our air is on, so it's always cold down here. I have a tank top on, so yes, that is why. Yes, because I'm in the house. And the basement's where the air is. It's always coldest down the basement. Remember, hot air rises. Hey, Lucy. There is. And honestly, Jermaine, if things progress as we know that that's going to happen, you're going to need to be ready and focus on yourself is exactly what you need to do. Get your ducks in order, my friend. Get your ducks in order is what we always say. Because if you see the writing on the wall, you know it's probably going to end up happening. As sad as that is to say, my concern is you. Because you're my girl. So I need you to get your ducks. It's actually pretty nice outside. The humidity is pretty low for today, considering we think it was all that rain we had. We had rain, we had hail. We had this storm come out of nowhere. It was when I came out of the doctor's office, like the whole heavens opened up. Oh, thank you, Mel. I'm so happy you're here. I love my group too. I'm partial to this group, so people say, how do you go live so much? I said, how do I not? It's such enjoyable to chat with everybody. And it's like we're just like this big friend group, and we just talk and we all get each other. And everybody's been so supportive of one another. I can't say that enough. Look at you, Michelle. You hosting Glam tomorrow? As I understand that. Did you let me know when you post it in the group? I will pin it so people can find the post. Hi, Lori. God is a man. God is neither man nor woman. He's an entity. Ugh. Ugh. That was good. That big discussion. I was like, yeah. All right. Well, when you post it, like I said, let me know. I will pin it so it goes to so when people go into the group, it'll be right on top. Hey, Maureen. How are you? Thank you, Mel. I'm hoping I have a good. I'm not worried about my weight. I'm worried about them not giving me any issues. That's what I'm worried about. Like, you can't join. Well, I mean, like I said, I chatted with them again the other day, and I asked just to make sure. I said, "Are my ducks in order?" I said, she says, "No, you're listed here as international. You're fine. They will look you up either by your email or your phone number, and they will find all the information that they need." I'm like, okay. I'm just making sure because, like I said, I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm done arguing. Even though I have the Karen haircut, I'm not going to be a Karen. I'm just not. That's what my kids go, "Mom, you have a Karen haircut." I'm like, Karen? What's a Karen haircut? I looked up. There is a thing as a Karen haircut. She's the girl that complains all the time. So I got the bitch haircut. I'm like, I like it. Oh, Mel, that's wonderful. I love when I inspire people to join. Like people can say what they want to say about the WW. I know, I go hot and cold some days, but, push comes to shove, ducks and X's and O's, it's the best plan. And one of the reasons I believe that is because it's so versatile. But I will also say you have to follow it. You have to eat your food. You have to make sure that you're eating and getting all those wonderful things in, and you're just not filling up on junk, that you're eating all the things that you can eat, and eat your points, and don't skimp on food. I don't like when people just go, "Oh, I had 17 points today, and I'm banking 30. Why? You going to be banking 30 the rest of your life? As a fly. No, you're not. So don't bank them early. I tried the new Bear Bells flavor. Ooh, my favorite is the caramel cashew, I have to say. I like them all. I mean, the peanut's good, the cookies and cream, but I would like to try that one. My butt's got to get back to Trader Joe's. And yeah, alcohol, a lot of alcohol is high in carbs. And if you especially beer, and if you're have a sugar issue, you really shouldn't be drinking wine. There you go, and beer. So you're just defeating them. You could eat the best diet in the world, but if you're kicking it back too much, it's all going to naught. It's a vicious cycle, and we're praying for you, Jermaine. You know that. But my concern is you, as I say this lovingly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pizza's like the worst thing diabetics could eat is pizza. I never knew that. They said pizza's like the worst thing. But, oh, gotcha, Mel. Yep. I mean, like a lot of people will sit there and say, "Oh, Weight Watchers." I think I've had this conversation a million times. The Weight Watchers promote just sugar-free things. I'm like, no, they don't. If you look at all the Weight Watcher recipes, they use real brown sugar. They use real regular sugar. I said it's all of us who go to the sugar-free, and I don't really feel sugar-free is a negative thing because sugar-free was put on for diabetics. That's why they make sugar-free puddings and stuff like that. It's for people that shouldn't be having sugar. So I don't think any food in moderation is never a negative. So when you give food a bad label, it's not the food, it's the amount of it that you eat. And no food in mass quantities is good for you. Even fruit. I love oatmeal. I think you can get, is there better oats to get? I don't know. See, I'm not up on all that. Using weeklies, I never lose when I'm eating them. Others swear. I think, Tiffany, when you start off your journey like that, I think you set yourself up for that. Like, I feel like my face got all pink. Look, I'm all flushed. Whew, that was weird. When you start off undercutting early, you can't put it back in. So yeah, you probably will gain if you don't eat weeklies from the beginning because you're afraid to gain. But think about what you've eaten before you started Weight Watchers, and just going to 23 points a day, if that's what you get, I'm just giving a number. It's definitely less than you were eating. So why would you undercut that even more? Well, you could say I'm having 0-point foods, but are you having a whole lot of 0-point foods? Because if you're not eating enough. You're just not. Ever retained water when you're sick, my scale shut up and I've been good. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes medications make you retain water. Sometimes certain foods you eat. And if you're not drinking enough to flush out water, you could be retaining water. So, yes, yeah. And the sad part is, which my mother never understood, you need to drink water to flush water out. So it's like, why would I drink water when I'm? That's how your system works. Especially if you're on a water pill. If you're on a water pill, you definitely need to be drinking some water. Even though you could say I'm swollen, that's how it flushes. You need intake to get outtake. That's interesting, but that's how it works. Sugar, I think everybody's biggest hurdle. Usually water does. I always say I drink lots of green tea when I think I'm holding fluid. I raise my feet above my heart in a recliner when I think I'm retaining fluid. That makes me go. Or sometimes when you lay on one certain side, I think it's your left side. It seems like it releases in the kidneys. That's just tips I've always used. Hey, BBD. Lives on candy bars during the day. Oh, my. Ice cream. I love ice cream. I don't really love, why did I say that? I don't really love, I mean, when I'm in the mood for ice cream, but that's rare. I'm not a huge ice cream lover. There is such thing as functioning alcoholics. Yep. Hey, Allison. Is anybody new? And let me know if this is your first live. We will welcome you like we always welcome all our newbies. And as I said, I got an influx of many subscribers today, and I thank you all for subscribing. It means the world to me, and it helps out my channel, and I love it. And it's funny, I posted in one of the groups, and I said, subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. And she goes, it's free? I'm like, yeah. I don't know, yeah, you don't have to pay to subscribe onto a YouTube channel. I mean, I guess they do have that YouTube premium. I feel like I want to eat these. I don't know why, but I'm jonesing to eat these. But I'm getting ready tomorrow morning. We gotta it's my weigh-in night. So yeah, I got my tea today. I'm flushing myself out. Do what we can do. I'll get weighed here before I go because I always get weighed on my own scale. So I know, because I know what I weighed here last week. And every scale is different. It could be up 3 pounds for my scale, but I always go what my scale says. But I thought the International, the weight goes right into your app. I don't know. I'll see tomorrow. It is what it is, Maureen, but you're already, back on track. And you can't, and sometimes I've had times, honestly, where I've eaten my face off, and all of a sudden, the scale was good to me. I'm like, what? Sometimes it metabolizes better. I don't know. You just never assume. Don't always assume it's going to be bad, because you might find it's not. Oh, the topics. The topics. Honestly, I won't be staying for the meeting tomorrow, but because we're going to the outlets. But I'm actually interested to see a different coach, because having the repeat topics, going to the same coach for the last 6-7 years, I know her stories. It's almost like I could finish her stories for her, because she tells the same ones. They're funny, but I've heard them a million times. So actually, to see somebody new give me the topic, I'm kind of a little bit excited about that. I won't lie. It does. Yes, they are open on Saturdays, but I'm only going to go once a month because of being Lifetime. I only have to go once a month, and plus it's further away. So I am hitting it tomorrow, and then I will just get weighed at my house the next 3 Saturdays, and then next month I'll probably have to go on Saturdays once I go back to school, because Fridays I'll be at work. So I will probably get back to being away on Saturdays. It's hard to talk when you don't know people. I agree with that. Oh, Lori Ann. Well, I'm so glad you made it. So nice to see your name pop up. Yes, I'm hoping, like I said, if I had stayed with the franchise, it would have cost me, I told you this story, $49 a month, because I'm 4 pounds over goal. If I went with International, it's $14.95 for the same thing. So what would you do? So I'm actually looking forward to just seeing a whole different crew of people. Honestly, I am. I won't lie. I'm excited. If they get rid of smart points, maybe they'll do color coded things like green yellow foods. Eat as much green. Oh, that's what Noom does. I can't imagine them copying Noom. Noom probably wouldn't stand for that. Yeah, I can't. I'm thinking. I mean, if I had to think, I would do if I ran Weight Watchers, is I would leave. I mean, unless they've gotten some new information, I don't know. But if they don't, and it's the standard stuff, I would just add calories to total. I mean, I wouldn't focus on them because they're not calorie based; they're points based. So for them to go to calories would be kind of blowing everything out of the water. How is try Weight Watchers kept failing off? Now I just clicked well within 1 points. Not this. Sometimes I say this that this journey's up here, and sometimes when you're just focused and you're in the zone, good things happen. And because sometimes it's head hunger, sometimes we're not really. Is your stomach railing? No, you just want it, and it's like you're just fixated. So I think a lot of that is up here. I know for me it is anyway. Awesome, Lori. I don't know, madam. I haven't. You get dribs and drabs. It's every 2 years they do a huge. No, they do their big overhaul. So I'm not really quite sure. There's some rumors about a few different things. I don't want to speculate yet because I don't really haven't heard anything. Okay, I will go in there when we're done and I will pin that post. Awesome, Pat. Night, Jermaine. You're riding your bike. I wish I could ride my bike. But I've been posting a lot on. I've been doing. I did another oat bake this morning. It was a cookie dough one. It was delicious. I'm a little obsessed with these oat bakes. Oh yeah, bread, milks, fats. I remember that. You said check them off the list. I mean, like a lot of them don't even. Like I said, a few of them don't mention. Like they said, we were supposed to eat. We're supposed to have dairy. That's why we have points. We need to have dairy. Dairy isn't zero. I mean, well, non-fat Greek yogurt is, but milk isn't, cheese isn't. So you need to find a way. And being women, we need to get dairy in our diet. It's good for osteoporosis. Or if we don't have, so we don't get osteoporosis. For our bone health. Oh my goodness, Esther, it's a little bit late for you. Like a food guide. Well, I mean, depending on, you'll fill out a survey and then it'll tell you what plan it suggests. You don't have to stick with the plan it suggests. You can pick any plan you want. Green, as we know, is the most stringent because you count everything. Purple is the middle of the way. You get 200 0 point foods. And purple is the least amount of points, but 300 0 point foods. But all those foods on that purple plan are very whole based. So they're whole grains and all that. So they're much better for you. Again, you have to weigh and measure them. You can't just eat them. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Have you tried barbecuing fresh pine? Yes. Oh God, yes. You can just put it if you didn't want to get the barbecue out, and you just put it in a fry pan. Throw a little butter spray and just sear it. It's delicious. LA weight loss was 3 fruits, 2 starches, 1 fat. Yeah, that sounds about right. Luigi, I didn't see you slither in under my nose. Oh, so glad to hear that, Sarah. I'm so glad you're here. This is the gang. Gang, this is Sarah. Let's all welcome her. From having 3 servings of dairy. Well, because they don't talk about dairy. One of the pet peeves I have, they don't. I think that's why you have points. Instead of saying, we think you should have this much dairy a day and maybe this many points of 0 point foods, they don't say anything. They expect you to know the difference. Don't expect me to know, because I need to be told. Tell me what to do, and I'm pretty good about doing it. But don't let me try to figure it out, because 100 girls. Spring roll. Oh, chicken wrapped around asparagus. That sounds delicious, Paula. Yeah. I mean, like, it's like you give overweight girls, me, here's a 0 point food list. Okay, I'm having a dozen eggs for breakfast tomorrow because they're 0 points. That won't work. A dozen eggs, size large, are 75 to 80 calories. Times 12 is how many calories? I can't add that high. But it's like 700 maybe. So, and you really should be having 15 to 1600 calories a day. So if that's true, well, then I've just eaten a third, no, little, no, like almost half my points in calories that day. But it's 0 points. Doesn't add up. And I don't like the fact that they give me the option of just fending for myself, because having the option, if I wasn't thinking, I would just eat. I'll have a couple eggs because they're 0 points. And I'll have a couple hard-boiled eggs for lunch because they're 0 points. And let me have that big container of non-fat Greek yogurt. Let me just eat it because it's 0 points. Give me a pound and 2 pounds of shrimp. Yeah. I'm not buying it. My youngest, she is in Costa Rica, and they had it. Oh, geez. Oh, that's horrible. I hope she's okay, Lori. Hey, Marianne. When I first started the program, they said I would have 0 point foods, rate 0 point foods, eat an entire can of. No, you can't. Well, it's like when they say chickpeas are 0 point foods. Okay, but if you air fry them, you have to weigh and measure them. Why? I didn't put anything on them, but because they're snack food, you'll tend to overeat them. Honey, I'll overeat them anyway. So why? Because I air fry them. It's just, there's so many holes in the program, things like that bug me. I really only eat when I'm hungry stuff prior to full. You got that right, Sarah. That's a great habit, but you definitely have to think about that one. Jane Austen? Oh. Makes it worse, as they say. You can't eat 0 point foods without what? Yeah. No, you gotta eat. You have to know. You have to be accountable. You have to know. That always blows my mind. I always say, see how you do. Give it a week or two and see how you do. And if you find that you're just I say my biggest, I would tell you to track your 0 point foods so you can see them. They'll say 0 points, so it's not like you're going to lose points, but at least you can see in the app what you're eating. So at the end of the week, if you can just go over it. And if you don't have it written, you won't know it. We don't remember what we eat. At least I know I don't. Sense and Sensibility. Was that with Emma Thompson? Hey, Pat. Thank you for the idea of protein powder. Lemonade pancake topping. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Awesome, madam. Yes, the green gives you your most daily points. 100 0 point foods, mostly fruits and vegetables. I mean, it's all fruits and vegetables. Who am I kidding? It's all fruits and vegetables, but there's no peas, corn. I think they're the only two. And then blue, it is 200 0 point foods, most all your lean proteins, everything that's on green as well, and peas and corn. And then purple, it's everything in green and blue, plus another 100 of your whole grain options, like your quinoas, your brown rices, your oats, anything whole wheat pastas, chickpea pastas. There, when your body breaks food like that down, it breaks down to energy versus stored fat. So if you have it in usable portions as opposed to just eating the whole box of whole wheat pasta, because hey, they're not telling you not to eat the whole box of whole wheat pasta, but we kind of know we shouldn't. I weigh my 0 point foods. I know I still have, I'm on purple, I still have the same cup of pasta that I have on green and blue. Just easier for me to stick that way. I do too, Luigi. It's changing in the usual time. It's their time to change. The purple thing, because I hate to weigh and measure my food. It makes me feel like I'm being punished or something. I could see where you'd feel that way, but in my opinion, I feel if you do it enough, you do know what, like I do know what a cup of rice looks like because I've weighed and I could see it on my plate. So I know. So when you do something, eventually you can eyeball it because you can. Or you can get those fancy, I don't think they sell them anymore. They just have this fancy dancy spoons that were like measuring spoons. But my son, who does the My Fitness Pal, he weighs, counts, he's got to count everything on calories. So he weighs and measures too. So we have the scale out, and I don't weigh like my chicken. I just make sure I have a nice piece. I don't sit there and put all the chicken on my plate. I wish I could, but no, I have a nice piece of chicken. So do I know how much it is? It's probably 4 ounces. Like I said, I don't measure that because I kind of know it's a, if I was going to go have more, maybe I would measure it again. But when I say heaping tablespoon in my yogurt, it's pretty much that. Like I always say, it's a third cup of yogurt in my overnight oats because I kind of know what a third cup looks like from doing it so much. But I always say the more you do something, you can, and you can. They always have those hand things where this was so many ounces of meat, and then the finger was one of the fingers was a tablespoon or a teaspoon, or something in your palm. I'm saying maybe chocolate will go on the 0 point food list. What do you think? I'm having for chocolate and avocado because I always tell you, I do weigh and measure my avocado, but if it says 1.5, I count one. If it says 1.6, I count one. If it says 1.7, I count one. It's freaking avocado. I give it a point. I am not giving it two. Just saying. Several versions of our formulas. I wish there was a magic wand. I wish there was a pill. I wish all those diet things, fen and all that stuff actually worked. Like that little, what is that capsule that everybody takes, the apple cider vinegar. I wish drinking apple cider vinegar would eat the fat away inside your body, but it doesn't. It's just deprivation. It's portion control. It's even, like I said, even like I tell people all the time, like people say, oh, if you have a family and young kids you have to cook for, and you just want to eat their food, if you eat a nice little portion, you'll be fine. Like I don't think anybody's gained weight eating a portion. It's we eat way too much. That's, at least I know I did. So if we had mac and cheese, I would have like a little portion, which I read the back of the box, see what the portion is, because the box tells you what the portion is. So does the app, which I didn't know for a long time. But yeah, stick to the portion size. As hard as that is, it's what works. If I had I would cast a spell. Maybe I will. Why don't we do that? I need a wand. Oh, my straw. Okay. Tea with deers. I am going to cast a spell that we will all be on track tomorrow. Abracadabra. Ping! Let's see. Maybe it'll help tomorrow. If everybody has a great day, it's the magic straw. Yes, maybe they can come out. That's the change that needs to happen. We need to have a magic wand. I wish this was easy. I wish I could come here and tell you this is a piece of cake. Cake. Somebody say cake? Yeah. You know, when I think about, and it just was just chip away. And that was the biggest advice I can give somebody. Chip away, chip away, chip away, chip away. That's what I did. I just stuck with it. And I normally never stick with it this long. So chip away, chip away. And of course, this channel and this community has kept me here. So I thank you guys for being my why. Oh, I know. She saw that he would have to, he'd be, he's not home. He's down the shore. So it's quiet around here. He'll be going back to school in about 3 more weeks, I think. He's coming home on his birthday night. He says, I'm coming home to have cake. About the cake. So I got to figure out a cake that he wants. Just what I want to worry about, cake. I know. Or I could say a piece of party loaf, because that you can have on plan. Mug cakes. Have you guys checked out my stinking mug cakes? I have a whole playlist. I have a chocolate playlist. I have a mug cake playlist. I have breakfast playlist. I have snack playlist. When you have time and you're bored, go into my channel and just go check out the playlist section and check out a few of the things that I've made. I'm telling you, the dump cakes alone are worth their weight. The cheesecakes in a mug. Oh my gosh, they're just fantastic. Oh, you're welcome, Pat. I know. Obviously, I'm having a fiber one brownie, but again, I gotta get weight tomorrow. Even a fiber one brownie is gonna throw me over the edge. And don't you will about us herbal candles? There you go. Or what is it? People burn sage to get out all evil spirits. Maybe we have evil weight spirits. Do I have a lemon poppy seed muffin? I believe I have a lemon poppy seed loaf. There's a loaf, and it's in the. It's probably in the. Do I have a playlist of desserts? I have a lemon poppy seed party cake loaf, which is a little bit much to say. Lemon poppy seed party cake loaf. So the poppy seeds, of course, are optional. People are like, I don't like. I said, you don't have to have them. You could leave the poppy seeds out, but it's fresh lemon juice and lemon zest. Look at the magic fingers, Luigi. Lori Mashburn was looking for us. I need Luigi here. She needs to show me how to do that. I said, nobody's better than Fast Fingers Luigi. We're talking about something, and she goes, if Luigi was here, she looked it up. We were trying to find the nutritional information on the Dunkin' Donuts. They have these strawberry or these popping bubbles in their tea that you have to, it's an added. You have to, it's pure sugar. But they were asked us what the points were, because I had it put in my unsweet tea. Because I thought, well, there's no calories. I throw a little bit of popping bubbles in. I'll probably have to pay some points, but I didn't finish them. But I wanted to try them. They were interesting. They have a little burst of strawberry. It was something a little bit different. Good night, Esther. Yes, the popping bubbles. It's kind of not like the bubble tea, which they're gelatin balls. These are little sugar balls. They have like little juice pockets, and they're little like strawberry, like the pops of strawberry. It's different, It's a little bit fun. They give you a fat straw. I think it was the live on Monday night I got it. I dropped my son off at the, he dropped his car off. On the way back, I stopped at Dunkin' for a tea, and I thought, oh, they have the bubble added. I'm a little bit nuts. But I know it has points because it's obviously sugar. But I figured the tea was 0, and I didn't finish it. I gave it to my husband to finish. Here, hon, it comes in handy for some things. Finishing things up is one of them. So part of me doesn't want him on a journey, because then who's going to finish up my stuff? I'll have to do something with it. Chocolate banana souffle. Ooh. Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, the strawberry shortcake in a mug. I forgot about that one. I have strawberries too. Oh, that sounds delicious. We went to, they just opened a new Lidl in Clarksboro, which is a couple towns over. And I like their produce. And they had strawberries on sale, so I got strawberries, and they look really good. So, ooh, I can get it. Sounds really, but I can't have it tonight. But I can have it tomorrow night. Yum. But yeah, I have to make Sandy let's get fit with Sandy. When she hits 100 pounds lost, I think she's got at least 10 pounds to go. I told her I'd make her the Sandy cake. She loves turtle cake. So I would make her a low point turtle cake. And I have ideas what I want to do, so I still have time though. In a mug. Because I always feel, you know my mantra, one and done, because if I had a whole stinking cake, I'd eat it. But when I make a mug cake, it's just one. So as much as I want another piece, I'm not going to make another one. So that's a great tip. Mug cakes are your friend. Mugs. Hungry Girl makes tons of them. They're just a deliciousness. No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I always crave constantly. It's just normally I would, I do have points left over to that. Had it been a normal, I would have had one. But I figure, I'm banking 4 points because we're actually going out on Saturday for down the shore. They have this thing called this boat parade. There's a name of it. I can't remember what it's called. We've never been there, so our friends have a place down there, and we're going to go to their condo and watch from their balcony. And there's going to be food and kicking back some drinks. So I need to save points, and I promised myself I would not get sick again because last time we got together with them, we went to the winery, and you know what happened there. So I'm telling my husband and I'm telling my girlfriend, don't let me eat too much, because if they sit there and say, Denise, I'm going to have Linda pull up the video on her phone, and I could see my pale face that I just got sick. So I need to reel it in. Yes, they have refreshers. That's not part of the refresher. You could add it to a refresher, but this is like a little popping bubbles. Dairy Queen type ice cream maker. She's going to experiment. Oh, well, remember that Yo Nanas thing was real popular where you put the frozen bananas and it makes them. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind banana, but if it overpowers my ice cream, I'm not sure I'd like it. Oh, that sounds. Oh, I love strawberries. Or I don't like fruit, but I do like strawberries. So I want to make a strawberry shortcake. Now you have me thinking about it now. I haven't made for a while. I haven't made the pineapple salad where you get the crushed pineapple, mix it with the light Cool Whip and the pudding, and then you make it into little containers. And you could put like apples in there. You could use like the sugar-free caramel butterscotch, and you can make like butterscotch caramel apple salad or something with it. I'm thinking about that. So, all right, ladies, I'll be good. But I need to go back to my binge. Yes, you're right. I am now binging on Virgin River. So whoever recommended that, thank you. I'm on the middle of season 2 already, and I'm enjoying it. So, it keeps me out of the kitchen. What are your tips, Denise? Find a show you can watch on Netflix and binge it. Keeps you out of the kitchen. Just what I do. It is delicious. It is delicious. So I hope everybody has a great night. I will see you back here on Sunday at the same time. I hope you'll have a great weekend. Let's hope I have a great weekend, because if I come home sick on Saturday, it's not going to be well. I've got to have a good weekend. I've had 2 good weekends in a row, so this would be my 3rd. I can't wake up sick again. I won't let myself do that, because that's gross. So I'm tired of being gross. Oh, I know my Luigi. She's the best. You've been missed, Luigi. And you can always come, just because if you think you're, it's not all, we discuss so much shit here. It's not all about weight loss. Yeah, we do a lot, but, it's about life in general. So never feel free, not that you can't come, because you come, girl. Because you never know what you might hear might spark something. You just never know. I'm one of those people that you just never know. It's all it takes is a spark, and then it lights a fire. That was really enlightening, wasn't it? You're the best. You guys are all the best. I love you all dearly. So have a great weekend. We talk about poop and I haven't talked about poop. Been a while. I mean, things are not better. I won't, still looking for the best, fiber supplement. I'm still on the hunt. So I thank you all for joining me. Have a great rest of your weekend, evening, and I will see you here Sunday. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, if you'd love to, we hang out there all the time. Sometimes there'll be no breakfast with Dee tomorrow because I will be out. But sometimes I have breakfast and we chat in the morning to get our day started. It's a lot of fun. And I do a mukbang. I just sit there and I eat. Sometimes I feel bad about that, but I don't. Sorry, not sorry. Today I had a baked oat breakfast. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you should, because the stuff I'm finding on there is amazing. So good. I'm going to be making the baked pasta chips probably next week because you gotta. And with having the boys home, they'll scarf them all down, so they won't be my downfall. But thank you all for joining me. If you haven't already given a thumbs up before you leave, I'd appreciate thumbsing up this live. It's perfect. Helps out my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to all my new followers. Let's do this, people, and I will dish with you another day. Good night.